Hello, hello, my friends. I am kicking off this Thanksgiving week here in the United States with a little post burn candle review for you. In fact, I am planning at the beginning of this week to front load it with a bunch of reviews. Hopefully, we'll wrap up this week with my candle empties and my candle collection updates. So, if you are doing any Black Friday sale shopping, we all know there's tons of sales. I'll touch on that at the end of this video. You may want to check out some of these post burn reviews to see if any of these candles are worth your purchase, even on sale. So before I get into the meat of this review, I did want to disclose that this candle was sent to me from Slatkin & Co. for PR purposes or for review purposes. As always, my reviews are always honest. I share with you what my honest burn experience has been. This one is going to be a little bit of an interesting review because yeah, this one's got a little bit of a story behind it here in terms of its performance, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I did just want to disclose that at the beginning of this review. So today we are talking about HOMEWORX Snow Angels. The pour date of this specific candle that I am reviewing is July 27th, 2024. You can see that this is one of their standard 4-wick 18-ounce vessels with this beautiful photographic wraparound label. We all know HOMEWORX is probably one of the best in the business when it comes to the ambiance created from their packaging, and this candle is clearly no exception. You can see the illumination behind these beautiful, almost like pinkish snowfall scenery here. It's very, very pretty. All right, the fragrance notes that are listed on the Slatkin & Co. website are top notes of glacier water, chilled air, laurel leaf, candied cranberry, mid notes of white snowdrop, raspberry cream, whipped coconut, amber, base notes of powdered sugar, crystallized vanilla, sandalwood, and sheer spice. So I have mentioned this many times before that sometimes I feel like in-depth fragrance notes can be helpful, and sometimes I feel like they can be a little bit detrimental. In this case, I feel like the fragrance notes that are listed on the website, it's just too much. I believe the fragrance notes that are listed on the bottom of this candle are candied cranberry, raspberry cream, crystallized vanilla, and sandalwood. And I would tell you that I feel like that fragrance description is definitely more on par with what my nose is detecting rather than all of these other fragrance notes that were listed. So I definitely detect a sweet, fruity type of fragrance. However, it is definitely a candied fragrance in terms of the fruitiness. It's an artificial fruitiness, but we also know that the way that HOMEWORX tends to do candied fragrances, we all know Harry Slatkin is very, very good when it comes to the gourmand blends. I personally really like the way that that his nose smells things because they never come across, even though I just said that this is like a candied artificial scent, it's not artificial in the sense that when I pick up some fragrances from Bath and Body Works, that their scents seem like cheap artificial. This fragrance does not come across as being a cheap artificial fragrance. What I mean by like the candied and by that candied note is that it smells like well, just basically a candied a, some type of almost like cotton candy, I would say, to my nose. It's definitely like a cranberry and raspberry cream type of scent. It's definitely, yeah, raspberry cranberry type of mix. It's kind of that sweet yet also slightly tart and tangy type of berry note in there. But I do smell what they would say like crystallized vanilla. I would think of almost like a spun sugar scent. Now, if you're familiar with HOMEWORX's spun vanilla sugar, that is a very, very different fragrance than what I am smelling in this candle here. However, part of me wonders if the two of them combined would be a great combination. Haven't tried that out, but maybe I will. Um, like I said, very different fragrances. This is definitely more of like a berry sort of cotton candy fragrance. However, I will say that this is not summertime, like what would I think, like a carnival type of cotton candy scent. This is very much more in line with a winter type of cotton candy scent because there is something about this fragrance where it says that there's a chilled air accord in that top note. There is something about this that makes me think of kind of like a sweet January type of fragrance where there's a little bit of that cold winter air in the background. This is not necessarily a gourmand in the sense that you're like determining that something is baking or whatnot. But I just keep going back to it smells like a cotton candy type of fragrance mixed with a little bit of like sophisticated winter air not in a tree note way, not in an overly minty way, but there's a little bit of like freshness or coolness to this that's not perfumey. Honestly, you guys, I feel like I'm over describing this fragrance. If you tend to like sweet, candied type of fragrances, but not overly cloying fragrances, I do believe that you will like this fragrance. So let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this candle. So I have actually been burning this candle today for about 6 hours now at this point. You can see the wicks are doing okay. I have been trimming them just slightly, but you can see that they are not getting excessively long and they're not developing huge carbon balls, although you can see a little bit of wick residue in the wax pool there. It is not altering the fragrance at this point. This one wick over here to the right does look like it's wanting to lean a little bit, but like I said, I have been burning this candle today much longer than the recommended, 3 to 4 hour burn time. Now, here's the thing that I'm going to tell you about the performance of this candle. And when I was hinting earlier that like we've been on a little bit of an adventure with this candle. So the first burn of this candle, when I burned it out in my open concept living room, by the way, if you're new to my channel, I do list down in the description box the layout of my home, age, environmental factors, all of the things that you might want to consider when I am sharing with you my subjective opinion about how strong this candle is and how well it throws. You can find that down there. I will tell you though that when I burned this candle in my open concept living room with high ceilings the first time, I could not smell it. The fragrance was very, very lost. However, I did not lose patience because my experience this year with a lot of HOMEWORX candles has been that it usually takes me 2 or 3 burns for me to really kind of get into a groove and settle into what the fragrance is completely going to be and how the candle is going to perform for me. So the next burn, I did go ahead and put it in my bedroom, master bedroom, closed, more closed concept, lower ceilings. The thing is that what I did notice with this candle the first time, I did run into the same issue that a lot of people have, including myself this year with HOMEWORX candles, where I needed to allocate about a 5 hour window to achieve a complete wax pool on the first burn. The wicks were pretty thin. And so when I did the second burn, again, it did achieve the full wax pool, but once again took a little bit longer to get there. However, I will say that I was able to detect the fragrance in the master bedroom, still at a level that I felt like if I put it out into the open concept, the fragrance would have been lost. But again, it was detectable in a more closed concept room. I would say at that point, I was thinking, okay, this fragrance is probably going to be somewhere between a 5 and a 6 for me. It wasn't smacking me in the face. It was not overly noticeable. And I will tell you, I got this candle in, I want to say about a month ago now at this point, and I was still just trying to finish burning up a lot of my fall fragrances. This is not a fall fragrance if you are a seasonal burner. And so it just really didn't fit into my rotation. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and set this one in the closet for another month, and then I will break it out again once I get my Christmas decor up. So I went ahead and I broke it out again yesterday and then today. And you can see right now where the wax pool is. I'm a little bit below the halfway mark. I don't know what has happened, but this morning when I burned this candle out here in the open concept living room, you guys, this thing this morning, the longer that I have burned this, it's almost around like an 8 in terms of strength and throw. It's definitely noticeable. It's that very sweet, candied fragrance. Again, not cloying, very pleasant, very much a sweet tart, raspberry, cranberry type of scent going on, but it is projecting all throughout my kitchen, all throughout the living room, and it's definitely making itself known. I do know that it is here. I have been burning a tree fragrance in my bedroom, and it doesn't overwhelm that fragrance in there, but it does complement it nicely. So here's where I'm going to go with this candle. I don't think that I should have had to have waited a month nor gotten to the halfway point of the burn or like the halfway point of the wax for this candle to truly start performing well for me. That being said, this fragrance to my nose is not really a Christmas fragrance. I am quite particular about what scents I like to burn going into the Christmas holiday, and that's usually a lot of tree fragrances, a lot of heavy spice. So in my mind, this fragrance was a candle that I was already planning to burn in the month of January. And honestly, after this review, I'm going to go ahead and extinguish it and put it back into my closet to bust it back out again in the month of January. Where I am going with this is that I do think that if this candle pops up during the Black Friday sale, as of today when I'm filming this on Monday, What is today, the 25th? What I want to say is that it is likely that this candle will probably pop up for like an $18.99 price point at some point throughout the Black Friday sale going on this week. And I would say that at that price point, especially if you have any rewards or anything to combine with a discount on this, I would say I would go ahead and take a gander on it because it has been performing really well for me on the second half of this burn. And also, if you're like me and you're planning to just set this aside until January, you get that little extra time of curing, which I know that's a hot topic. Should it not? I don't know. But I will just say that I have noticed increased performance on this candle in the month since I have had it. So those are my thoughts on this one. This morning, like I said, it's around a solid 8. The candle started out around a 5 in terms of strength and throw, but it has progressively gotten better for me. The wicks are performing well. And honestly, I do like this fragrance. I'm glad that they sent this to me because truly, this is not really a fragrance that I probably would have picked. It's just not something that I really gravitate towards this time of year. But I am thankful that they sent it to me because I do like the fragrance. I actually think that this would, again, like I said, be a really nice January, maybe even early February type of oh my goodness, scent, because it kind of reminds me a little bit of maybe like something like sweet and yeah, that somebody might want around Valentine's Day. So really good fragrance. I am happy with it. It's well done, as we all know that Harry Slatkin tends to do with a lot of these like kind of candied or gourmand type of fragrances. But just be aware that the strength and throw may not be where you want it to be at first couple of burns. And like I said, you wouldn't need to pay $30 for this, but if you get it on a pretty decent sale, I think that will be pretty happy with it. So I do have a discount code with Slatkin & Co. It is Katie's Joyful Life. It will save you an additional 15% off of your purchase. Typically in the past, how that has worked has been if you add items to your cart and they provide a discount once the item is added into the cart, usually you cannot combine my discount code with it. However, if they do a strike through price, which means that when you go on the website, they have like struck through that $30 price point and the candle is listed as $18.99. Sometimes when you add it to the cart, then sometimes you are able to add a discount code on there. So you can always give it a go if you are comfortable using affiliate codes, because that is what it is. My code or any other ambassadors, they are all affiliate codes that are eligible for a commission. But yeah, I did just want to say that this candle actually does get, I feel like it gets a thumb and a half up for me, as long as you just listen to that like contingent part about it not starting out strong. But if you're familiar with HOMEWORX candles, I feel like that's been the case with quite a few candles. And therefore, that's why I would say at a discounted price, it is definitely worth picking up. I know a lot of people have enjoyed this fragrance. Been mixed reviews in terms of the performance, but like I said, this morning and yesterday, I had pretty noticeable uptick in the performance, which has brought it up in my rankings. So feel free to comment down below if you have purchased this candle. Let me know if you're planning to shop any other Black Friday sales going on. We know that, this entire week going into Cyber Monday, there will probably be a lot of great deals to be had, which is why I am trying to stay on top of a lot of my post-burn reviews. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel if you are interested in any of those. If you're interested in seeing my empties, I have some hauls coming up for you guys. What else do I have? Oh goodness, I have my like top favorite Christmas scents that I'm planning to film for you guys. So lots of content coming down the pipeline for you. If you like a lot of candle videos, then feel free to hit that subscribe button. Please hit thumbs up if you found this video helpful. And then stay tuned. Like I said, different reviews coming up. I am planning to upload Cozy Knit Blanket from HOMEWORX. I also have the Snowflakes and Cashmere. What's the other one that I have going on? And I've got a couple of other Kringle candles that I need to be doing some reviews on. So like I said, lots to talk about. All right, I am starting to ramble, which is my cue that it is time to go. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.